Once upon a time, in a small, remote Luo village along the shores of Lake Victoria, lived a young woman named Akinyi. The village was a humble place, surrounded by tall grasses and green hills that rolled out into the horizon. Life was not easy in the village, but Akinyi's heart was full of dreams, despite the difficult circumstances. Akinyi was born into a poor family. Her father, Aotieno, was a fisherman, and her mother, Enyango, worked tirelessly in the fields, cultivating maize, cassava, and sweet potatoes. The family lived in a small thatched hut, with only a few possessions to their name, but they had one another, and that was enough. At least, that was how Akinyi saw it. From a young age, Akinyi was known for her beauty, her dark, shimmering skin, her sparkling eyes, and her graceful presence. But it was not only her looks that drew attention, it was her intelligence and her drive. Akinyi loved to study, even though the school in the village was little more than a ramshackle building with uneven floors and leaky roofs. She would often study by candlelight, sitting cross-legged on the floor, poring over the textbooks her teachers gave her, always longing to learn more. As Akinyi grew older, she faced countless hardships. Her father's fishing boat was damaged in a storm, and the family struggled to make ends meet. Her mother, though strong and resilient, fell ill, and Akinyi was forced to take on more responsibilities, caring for her siblings, working the fields, and helping her mother through the difficult days. Despite her burdens, she never gave up on her education. One day, a group of tourists came to the village. Among them was a tall, blonde man with piercing blue eyes. His name was Daniel, an entrepreneur from America who had traveled to Kenya to explore the culture and beauty of the land. He was charmed by the serene beauty of the village, but more so by Akinyi's sharp intellect and grace. They struck up a conversation when Daniel found her alone by the lake, helping her father with fishing nets. Her English was fluent, and they talked about everything from local customs to world history. Daniel, who had grown up in a world of wealth and luxury, was moved by Akinyi's strength and determination. He could see the potential within her, and he admired her for her resilience. Over the following days, he visited the village often, bringing supplies, paying for medical care for her mother, and offering Akinyi a chance to pursue her studies further away from the hardships of the village. At first, Akinyi was hesitant. She didn't want to leave her family behind, but Daniel insisted that he could help her achieve her dreams. He offered to pay for her education, even providing a scholarship for her to study in Nairobi. Akinyi, although wary of such grand gestures, saw this as an opportunity she could not pass up. She left her village for Nairobi, a bustling city full of life and promise. The city was a world apart from the quiet of her village, and Akinyi felt overwhelmed at first, but her determination and hard work soon made her stand out. She excelled in her studies, impressing her professors with her intellect and passion. During this time, Daniel continued to support her, not just financially, but also emotionally, offering guidance and encouragement. Years passed, and Akinyi graduated with honors. Her life in Nairobi was different now. She had become a symbol of what was possible with hard work and the right support. But the hardships of her past still weighed heavily on her, and even with her success, Akinyi remained grounded, never forgetting where she came from. It was during a trip abroad to attend an international conference that Akinyi and Daniel's relationship took a different turn. They had grown closer over the years, and although their bond had always been one of friendship and mutual respect, during that trip, something changed. In the soft glow of the European sunset, Daniel confessed his love for Akinyi. He had admired her for so long, not just for her beauty, but for her strength, her intelligence, and her indomitable will. Akinyi, touched by his words, realized that her feelings for him had also deepened over time. After much reflection, Akinyi agreed to marry Daniel. The two were united in a beautiful ceremony by the lake, where Akinyi had once fished with her father. The village celebrated the union of the local girl and the foreign man, a symbol of how dreams could bridge even the widest of divides. Akinyi's life had changed dramatically. She was no longer the poor village girl struggling to survive. She had become a woman of influence, a philanthropist, and an advocate for the development of her community. With Daniel by her side, she used her newfound wealth and position to uplift her village, building schools, improving healthcare, and empowering other girls to pursue education. Though she now lived in a grand home with Daniel in the city, Akinyi never forgot her roots. She returned to the village often, taking care of her family and ensuring that the dreams she once had for herself could be shared with others. The village that once seemed so small and insignificant to her had become a place of hope, the place where, despite the odds, anything was possible. In the end, Akinyi's story was one of transformation, of overcoming obstacles, and of the power of love and perseverance. From the dusty streets of a poor Luo village to the heights of success and marriage to a rich man, her journey showed that no dream was too big, no challenge too great, and no heart too small to rise above adversity.